Good evening, my wonderful firing squad of the Killing Wall. Welcome to briefing number 67. We're talking about some shit that pisses me off, as per usual. Oh boy, tonight we're gonna have an interesting night. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Pretty damn sure. So, as per our usual going ons and abouts, I want to make sure that you share this out to groups, donate to Kinko, buy one of the t-shirts, help the brother out. That's one. And I'll also keep that up for a hot minute or two. But I also want you to download Live 365, listen to us on there, hellfireradio.com, as well as our Insta, as well as here and on YouTube. Seriously, check it the fuck out. Share this out to groups and timelines. Make sure that all your friends are getting these briefings. Otherwise, guess what? They're going to be continually left in the fucking dark. That fucking sucks. So, tonight we're going after an interesting fucking topic. Going after people I fucking downright detest. That I find absolutely deplorable. We're talking about fake people tonight. Fake fucking people. That's right. We got Sergeant Paige and Beth in here. We got Ronald and we got Daryl. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Well, I'm glad to fucking see that, Daryl. If you wanted to hook up, you should let me know, man. Troop Gabby, glad to see you reporting in. You know what? I may not have that many members of the firing squads because we're an elite fucking group. I'm glad to see every single one of you loyal enough to keep on showing up. Share this to groups and timelines. Make sure that your friends get fucking spammed with this shit. Tyler, glad to see you reporting in. William York, glad to see you reporting in. William, I'm only going to just say this once because you seem to be new. So I'm going to just give this here. We don't talk about the P to the politics, okay? Fake people run a whole gamut. No matter how they identify. My London correspondent, Angelina, glad to see you reporting in. Tristan, glad to see you reporting in. Wow, I'm getting my whole fucking squad here tonight. I want to see this shared out. I want to see my share count going through the fucking roof. I want to see triple goddamn digits. Get this shit through. We're talking fake people tonight. So, shall we get into it? I think we shall. Also, by the way, if you ever need to get a hold of me, you can check me out there. Mail me. Let me know if you got an idea for a fucking kill order. I'll be happy to fucking issue one. Seriously. Also, guess what? I've got merch. That's right. Get in fucking uniform. Get your ass squared away. We got some other troops here that got their shit. They're happy as fuck to got it. And I am hoping to hell that you join them up too. Okay? So, tonight, fake people. We're going after fake people. This shit pisses me off. Yep, you're part of Firing Squad, William, now. Glad to see you reporting in. Glad you're joining up. Oh, God, we've all had them. We've all had to deal with them. We got a couple of fucking breeds for them. So let's go through each and every single one of their goddamn fucking individual armies. And let's see if we can take them down one at a fucking time. First and foremost on the fucking kill list. Let's talk about gaslighters. Okay? These are classics. These are the assholes that try and do what they can to reverse the shit around you. They use a reverse psychology in an argument. Make you think that you were the one that was in the fucking wrong when you're the one that's approaching with the goddamn grievance. Oh, well, maybe what the fuck? You want to know what? There was actually a song that was released in the fucking 90s. You ever hear this shit by Shaggy? Wasn't me. Guess what? Maybe you were crazy. I can tell you this, Eddie Murphy way back in the day during a show that was called Delirious, he actually had the balls to push this shit out there. Woman walked in on the guy, banging a girl on the fucking bed, legs up in the air, and guess what? The guy had the balls to legit say, wait a minute. Yes, we fucked, but I make love to you. And if you're gonna let fuck come between our love, then there's a whole lot of shit that's wrong here, so let's sit down and talk. Talk about a fucking reversal on the goddamn half. Whoo! That shit, no. 1 through the head, 2 through the chest, call that shit done and hasta lasagna. It doesn't need to fucking happen, okay? Many of us have had to deal with this shit, usually in personal relationships. Let me tell you something about personal fucking relationships. Personal relationships should not be a situation where you're comfortable to take off your fucking vest, and the next thing you fucking know, you're catching every single fucking bit of ordnance right through your goddamn dome. It's bullshit. And you gotta give the international sign for bullshit. It's this, folks. You take the hand, you go down there, you present it forward. After you rear it back, locked, cocked, ready to rock, and fire it forward. It's bullshit. Ooh, those are gaslighters. Okay? Fuckers love to turn that shit around. You don't need them in your life. The second that you start to realize that somebody's turning every single little fucking thing that's wrong in your goddamn life and actually make it your fault when it's actually them that's causing it, get them the fuck out. That's a fucking order. Because guess what? Those fucking people, they are, without a doubt, the most toxic people on the fucking planet, and they need to go the fuck away. Ricky fucking Tick, you get that shit squared. That's one. It's high accountability. Y'all said it best. You got that shit on fucking lock. You better fucking get that shit rattling around in that dome right away. Number 2. Ego strokers. Ego strokers. These are the kiss asses. The ones that soften you up with kind words to get something. We have friends that are like this, don't we? We definitely do got fucking friends like this. Ones that'll only seem to come out of the fucking woodwork when they need something. Oh, you're such a wonderful person and you're so damn smart. Do you think maybe you could help me out with this? Get the fuck out of here with that fucking bullshit. I don't want to fucking see your crap in my face again. Can you believe that kind of crap? People that have the balls to actually come up to you and stroke your ego. You're so smart. You're so intelligent. You're so bright. You're so funny. You're so handsome. You're so beautiful. What the flying fuck? The ones that butter you up. You ever notice there is a psychological tactic here? They get to associate. There's a word association. It's an old psychological tactic that most people have a tendency to use. Those of you that don't know, I'm a fucking hypnotist. I know about ways to use language to get a particular result. And when somebody butters you to fuck up, ooh, they're trying to get you to associate good feelings with them. So you'll be less inclined to tell them to fuck off. Oh, I'm going to get to those in a second, Daryl. I guarantee it. Daryl actually said, people that try to pull shit like that on you are funny. Because they legit think you're too stupid to see what they're doing. We'll get to those types in a second. Because believe me, that's a whole other fucking brand. Oh, yeah. Damn fucking right. Okay? People that butter you up, you usually got to ask yourself this. And you want to know what? This might be my paranoid brain that's doing the thinking for me. Because you know what? Maybe, I don't know. I've had experience with this shit just a little bit. You know, just a little bit. You want to know what? People that fucking pull that shit, you got to ask yourself why. That's how you counter that shit. That's how you put one right through the fucking wig. Kimber Sanchez, glad to see you reporting in. Welcome to the fucking Killing Wall. Takara, here's the thing. You're genuinely nice. You're not a fake people. You aren't being nice to me to get something out of me. Lieutenant Tyson, glad to see you reporting in. Ooh, yeah. I'll get to those in a second, Gabby. I promise you. Don't worry. This briefing's going to be a nice one. Woo! So, you got to ask yourself, why are they being nice? What is it that they're lacking? What is it that they want? Well, you want to know what there, Kimber? I'm glad to see your son, Sergeant Tristan, has decided to actually expose you to us and get you to report in. So fucking glad to see you here. You want to know what, though? You want to tell me good things about Hellfire? Here's what you can fucking do, okay? You go to Hellfire Radio Facebook page. You give it a thumbs up. Share this briefing in particular, this particular stream. You hit the share and share it to every single one of your friends on your timeline. Share this to every single group that you're a part of that you think this might apply. Because believe it or not, I could only keep giving these briefings as long as people can see them. Lately, my shares have been lacking, troops, and I'm not happy about that. I wish there was a way I could make you guys press the ground so fucking much I feel it leaving my feet. But since I can't, all I can do is ask nicely. Share. Because I can only keep helping you if you help me. But no, Tyson, I'm going to get to those in a second too. That's another breed. Woo! But people that are nice to you are motivated by a need. They're motivated by a need. They're motivated by a need, whatever deficiency it is, be it money, be it a ride, be it services, be it attention. They're nice to you just for that. So always question why. Question why. Wonder why. What the flying fuck? I call them fair weather friends, Daryl. I call them fair weather friends because they only seem to come out when it's convenient for them. We all know about those. All right? I dealt with them my entire fucking life. You know, I'll give you a good example. Personal experience, might be projecting, might not. Who knows? When I was younger, I had a house all to myself. To myself. I invited 75 people. 75. 75. Just so that this way you know how many. 7, 5. Okay? 7, 5. You know how many people showed? Take a guess. None. It wasn't the weekend of some sort of festival. It wasn't because it was a holiday. No. No, not at all. And this wasn't during school days either. 75. 45 didn't bother to respond. That left 30 people, which you want to know what? A decent party. 30 people. Okay. I took an accounting. Out of those 30 people, 20 of them all had a family emergency. 5 of them had got called into work. And the other 5 had the balls to say that they had just gotten off of a bad shift at work. What are the odds? What are the odds? Yet they're more than fucking thrilled for me to make me had to come to them, because at the time I lived an hour and a half out of the way to see these folks. I throw a party, suddenly it's a problem. Anytime, Kimber, and like I said, share this out. If you need Tristan to show you how to Facebook, have him tell you how to Facebook. Because not everybody knows how. And the sharing algorithm has a tendency to be a bit tricky. Even for me. So. You want to know what, though, Sir? Troop William? That happens. That's how you know who your friends are. That's how you know who your friends are. All douchebags. That's right, Lieutenant Tyson. That's right. So you know what? Every once in a while, it's a great way to do a good friend cleanse. Something like that, I call that a diagnosis. That's doing a friendship diagnostic. Let's see who shows. None show? You're riddled with disease. I know the cure. Unfriend, block, unfriend, block, unfriend, block, unfriend, block, unfriend, block. That's what you do. That's what you do. Delete contact. That's what you do. That's a solution for that. That's how you put the bullet between the eyes on that one. Simple, right? Right. Next on the block. And these fucks, oh my God. These fucks legitimately piss me the fuck off. Because I'm still paying for their mistakes. Pickup artists. Some of the most fake people on the fucking planet. That's right. Talking about pickup artists. Pickup artists. Without question. Without doubt. You want to know what, William? Look at it like this, okay? You said you invited 100 friends? Let me take a look here. Let me go back there. I'll address what I was talking about in a hot second. But first things first, let me address exactly what you said. You invited tons of friends. You want to know what, though? Here's the thing. You paid $1,500 to get a good ton of those friends out of your life for good. And you realize there was one good friend. Worth it! I consider that worth it. Well, pickup artists, they make it very well known to even their own that they're looking to screw you over. There's an industry built behind building these fake people. And pickup artists leave damage in their wake. This is off to all you women that fell prey to them. You have my sympathies. Because pickup artists, some of the most vile fucking people on the goddamn planet. They have done everything in their fucking power to make it difficult for those of us that are actually good to have to work harder. Explain to me what the fuck. Okay? Pickup artists excel at gaslighting, deception, ego inflation. To the point it's destructive. And you know what? You know how I know this so fucking well? Because I used to be one. And then I reached the age of enlightenment. Glad to see you reporting in there, Kiwi. I used to be one. And then I realized what I was doing. And I stopped before I actually did any damage. Pickup artists are truly vile people. They know exactly what to say to somebody to get their attention. Know exactly how to use associative language in what is known as neurolinguistic programming, which is an aspect of hypnosis, which me as a hypnotist, I take very personally. And I am very passionate about it. Seeing it utilized in a destructive way as this is without a doubt some of the most insulting things I've ever seen. These fucks, you know what? Leave them to me. That's a personal crusade. I'll gut them myself. Because nothing leaves more damage in its wake than an asshole that's only in it for the pussy. Pickup artists can't tell the truth. They can't. It's impossible. Because then their whole game is exposed. The whole game is exposed. I beat the game. I won by not playing. You should do the same. Make it a reality. That's how you take that out. Onto a less vile, but just as fucking destructive type. We're going to talk about clout chasers. Let me tell you about clout chasers, okay? These fucks will legitimately do everything they can to leech onto whatever form of hard work that you do just so that they can bask in the glory of it. This goes for gold diggers. This goes for people with shitty work ethic, hoping that your existence in their lives will somehow do them benefit and have the balls to get pissed when it doesn't. Really? No. No. Okay. The idea of social currency being used as leverage to have somebody in your life is vile. Takara, all I can tell you is this. Eventually, they'll realize how empty it is. But clout chasers? No. You got to put in the fucking work to know that you've earned it. You got to be able to stand on your own. Otherwise, the faucet can get turned off pretty damn quickly. When that fucking happens, you're done. It's a damn shame. See me? I'm open and honest about everything I'm about. I really am. I have no shame in admitting anything. I dare y'all to try and find a question in that vein to shock me. Because nothing could be legitimately more jarring than the truth to some people. So when they hear that I'm welcoming of questions like that, they don't know what the fuck to do. They go dead silent. Why is that? It's because a lot of people have become so accustomed to a lie. That's what's fucked up. It's twisted, Gabby, and I'm sorry that that happened to you. But I'm glad you've learned from it. Me, I'm just too honest for my own fucking good. It's burned me so much in the past. But you know what? Those that stick around are always worth it. At least in my experience. It's okay, Ruth, but I'm so glad to see you reporting in. We're getting to the good ones. We're getting to the good types of fake people. Let's see. What have we covered so far? We've covered gaslighters. We've covered, let's see, who else did we cover? Covered gaslighters, ego strokers. We just got done with pickup artists. Now we're talking about clout chasers. You know, there are tons of people out there that will try to associate with you if you have any form of talent. Any form of talent at all. Just so that they themselves can ride the lightning the whole way up. This is coming from Daddy Voltage here. And like I said, Ruth, I'm still glad to see you reporting in. You want to know what, though, Kiwi? I'll say this. What's more damaging, a pretty little lie or the ugly truth? Though beauty is only skin deep, ugly is to the bone. And that's a very nasty pill to have to swallow. It goes all the way down. And in the end, it all comes out as shit. I love that metaphor. Narcissist, to some degree, Tyson, to some degree, they are narcissists. They care more about whether or not being associated with somebody will damage their repute with social currency. I was dating somebody a while back that was dating me specifically because they thought that eventually it would get them a place somewhere with the production I was working on. And when they realized that being associated with me was more damaging to their social reputation than anything else, I got dumped. I got slowly phased out, and then I got dumped. But you know what? I'm better for it. You know what, though, William? Here's the thing. What's more effective? I'll give you a good example here. This is me turning on my attractiveness for a second. Because it's swiftly approaching that time. Is it approaching that time, Adjun and Amelia? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me pull this back here a bit. Probably gonna knock shit off. There we go. Let me give you guys some heads up here. All right. There we go. Believe it or not, the thing is that the uniform and whatnot, that is me. I served in the military. I did my time. I did my deployments. I'm still here. Served my country. I'm still here. Okay. But here's the bit. Okay. William, you said that you're the opposite. You think the only way a woman would be interested in you is because of the interesting shit you've done? I'll tell you. The most interesting way to get somebody's fucking attention is let them discover what you've done, not you tell them. Not you tell them. Because that's ridiculous. Advertise you as you are, not for as you were, because they're going to be stuck with you as you are. They end up realizing they lucked out and got you at a discount, and they feel even more appreciative of you. Tell me I'm wrong, ladies. In all honesty, a person will always appreciate the value of the individuals in their life when they value them as they are, not as they are perceived. Rock on there, William. I enlisted back in '07. But more than anything, being true to yourself will always win. Always. Let them find out stuff about you that's good. I'll tell you, no one's more fucking investigative than a woman that's interested. At times, let them find out how awesome you are and let them think you're hiding something. Let them realize they got someone of quality and then start doing some digging. Because you want to know what happens then? They realize you have modesty. And nothing is more attractive in a person than modesty. I refuse. Here's something. And Lieutenant Takara rips into me for this, and half the damn Hellfire staff rips into me for this too. I don't share my own show out. Air Force here. Combat Communications. Okay? I don't share my own show out. I share everybody else's out. I won't share mine out. You know why? Because I want to know how much you guys like my show. I want to know how much you guys share my show out. I'm not going to toot my own horn. I'd rather you guys do it. I don't want to grow an ego. Because then I'm going to think I'm bigger than I am. And 9 times out of 10, when that fucking balloon pops, I want to make sure I can land on my feet and not break my legs on the way down. Well, Ruth, that's the benefit of being polyamorous and having multiple partners and being open polyamorous. When you're honest about everything that you are and what you do, you end up finding out a lot about a person. I have 4 girlfriends. They all know each other. They're all friends with each other. And they all know about each other and me. Often we all hang out. It's a great fucking thing. But we all do one thing, and that's communicate with each other. We keep each other in the loop. We see how we're doing. We learn each other's truths. I encourage them pursue things outside of my relationship with them. They find somebody that's hot, cool. Talk to them. Get to know them. Hell, fuck their brains out. Just have a good time. Enjoy yourself. That's what life is. Life is too fucking short to restrict yourself. Enjoy yourself. I should not be the sole source of enjoyment in your life. Don't put it all on me to be your only source of happiness. You have to be happy for you. Because if you can't make yourself happy, what business do you have asking somebody else to do it? And when you're honest about things, shit falls into place. You're no longer fake. You're real. Not just genuine. You're real. And that's what matters. You could have shit all in the bank, zero fiscal stability. You may be going through some emotional shit. As long as you're honest about it, you can't go wrong. And yeah, you can over freaking exaggerate about your past, but let the over exaggeration be something that you can live up to. Never punch above your own weight is the best way to put it. Because if it ever comes down to it and you're saying that you could bench 300 and then time comes around when something 150 comes along and you can't fucking move it, they're going to wonder why. You don't get to where I've gotten in life by being deceitful. Although, I'm going to be honest, I had to learn that lesson the hard way. I've hit rock bottom so many damn times, I've got my initials etched in the different levels of how deep rock bottom can go. I know what it's like to hit that fucking floor and then get tossed a jackhammer and told start cutting. But the only way you can crawl yourself out of that fucking hole, start being honest with yourself. Learn from yourself. Learn from your experiences. Learn from your mistakes. I don't think there's a such thing as mistakes, though. I consider them to be lessons. You fuck up, then you say to yourself, okay, I know not to do this. Most awesome thing I could ever hear out of somebody's fucking mouth is them say, yes, more of that. Do more of that. Granted, usually I'm hearing it from a woman. Don't stop. Kind of in the same vein. But we've hit that point of the show where I'm telling you guys, ask me anything. Because not for nothing. There's an abbreviation you just used there, Ruth. I'm not familiar with. BVB. Adjutant Amelia, you familiar with that? You don't have to be the BVB, the some purpose of the other's happiness. Yeah, basically you're paraphrasing exactly what I said. You gotta be happy with yourself. And you know what? Some people are never happy with themselves. Thing is Ruth, you know what? Here's the thing when it comes to relationships. In all honesty, okay? I love doing this because this feels good to my scalp. Um with relationships, you legitimately have to ask yourself if you're happy. And if you're not, don't waste your time on it. Don't think I could fix this or that and then I'll be happy. Oh, be the sole purpose of the other's happiness. Okay, yeah, now that makes sense. Um, don't be afraid to end a relationship and don't put yourself into a position where you can't end it. I was stuck in situations like that where ending it meant I would have been homeless. And that was my fault. That was legitimately a situation where I had to endure. And I kept working to try and make the relationship work, and it just couldn't. Thankfully, I had an exit strategy, came into play, moved out, lived with somebody else. That didn't work out. That was my fault too, because I grew stagnant. I grew complacent, and it cost me. It cost me happiness with somebody that was beyond phenomenal, and I'm remorseful about it to this day. And they probably hate my fucking guts now, but it is what it is. I mean, I can't change their opinion of me, and I'll never change my opinion of them. I love them to the ends of the earth, and if a bullet was flying at them, I'd still jump in front of it. I don't wish ill on anyone, but I mean, I own up to it. I own up to it. But if you're unhappy in a relationship, don't waste your energy trying to fix it. Walk. Learn from what you got out of that relationship, move on to the next one. And don't be so quick to hop into another one, because if you're letting yourself be fulfilled by being with somebody, you're doing it wrong. Um there's all right, I'm going to highlight this comment here specifically because this is something I could talk about right now. Okay? The word jealousy here, and there's a reason why I'm pointing this out. Jealousy is not a bad thing. Jealousy is not a bad thing. Jealousy is a symptom. Jealousy is a symptom when you feel that someone is taking away from what you feel is yours, or that you're getting less of something else. You can't compare the connection between one person and another to a connection you have to another. When you start comparing, you're going to always see flaws. It's the grass is always browner on the other side effect. And especially with poly, that's a very big fucking pitfall a lot of people will fall into. But it's symptomatic of something. It's symptomatic that you feel like you're not getting something. Take a second and figure out what it is that you are getting. That's one. I'm not saying be happy with what you get and deal with it. No, it's if it's time, then you have to address it with your partner or your meta, which is the person that your partner is with or dating also. Um, with that, it's learning how to be able to communicate openly where something is falling short and where something isn't. If you feel that nothing is falling short, then yeah, just enjoy the ride. But it is up to the person that's feeling the shortfall to speak up. And in my particular case, I always tell my women, you feel a problem, speak up. Otherwise, I'm going to think everything's fine. Otherwise, I can't legitimately do anything about it. If I don't see a shortfall, I can't fix it. If I don't see a shortfall, I can't take corrective action or have a conversation about it or renegotiate terms or whatever and what have you. And as far as like time being divided is concerned, Google Calendar becomes your best friend. I'll tell you that. And coming up with an agreed upon division of time is really a thing. But that also comes down to something else, too. A lot of people thinking that certain actions that are taken are happening more than in another way. Okay. For instance, I know people that equate sex with with validation of emotion. I don't. My partners don't, or at least I hope they don't, because they've told me that they don't. Okay. And they've expressed several times to me over the course of the last 2 years that they don't. But every once in a while, if there's a little bit of a stumble block, I'll be like, hey, what's up? Let's have a conversation. Let's talk it through. Let's figure what's up. Okay. And it gets talked through and then it's handled. A bit is that if you equate sex with emotion, and I'm not judging here, but this is just my viewpoint. I refuse to let an organ that rests in my skull dictate necessarily any information that's coming from a pulmonary organ or a sex organ other than sensation. There's no cognitive capability in your thorax or your genitalia. No cognitive ability whatsoever. To try to institute there being cognitive capability, you're wrong. And I'm being 100% honest there and direct with that. You're wrong. Okay? Because there is no cognitive capability biologically in either one of those areas. That's one. And two, and this is a good one, okay? Because here's a massive gender bias here. They tell women, listen to your heart, but then criticize men for thinking with their dick. Sorry, but no. Okay? Neither one has any cognitive capability. Think with your head. Let this dictate what's up. Let this channel logic. Okay? Emotion is your interpretation of logic. And I'm not tooting, okay? I could fuck 50 women, 10 a month. It's not going to lessen how much I love any of my girlfriends. For some people, that's true, Ruth. For some people, they feel the body is an intimate thing that's only meant to be shared by one. And you want to know what? That's their judgment. Cool beans. Okay. People that are monogamous have that and they feel that it's something intimate. Biologically, though, in my opinion, just mine, okay? There are other people that share this opinion, but just mine. What I do with my genitalia does not affect my emotions. What I do with my genitalia does not function in the sense of my capability to be able to rely and trust another individual. What I do with my genitalia is what I do with my genitalia. But that is also regulated in the sense that I perform safe sex and informed consent with it. And the difference between my casual partners, which are the people that I'm comfortable enough to sleep with, and my romantic partners is if my romantic partner says, "Hey, I'm coming up on Saturday, but I've got a play date with somebody that's a casual partner," I call up the casual partner and say, "Hey, I got to cancel. I've got a thing with my partner." That's it. End of story. My romantic partners take precedence over casual. That's where there's a tier there. And yeah, the argument can be made, well, you could see your romantic partners any other time. Guess what? That could be completely and totally not the case. I have my Canadian partner that I only really get to see whenever they're able to cross the damn border. These days, that's kind of difficult. So guess what? I'm going to spend as much time as I possibly can with them. Because I may not be able to see them again for a while if shit goes up. If shit goes tits up, it's ridiculous. But at the same fucking time, the time that I spend with the people isn't just for sex. Oh, all right. How can I see that? Okay. The root of sex ultimately is trust. You got to trust the individual to be 100% honest with you as to whether or not they're carrying any particular types of virulent diseases that you could pass on to your individual romantic partners. That's one. Two, you got to make sure they aren't passing something on to you. So it's your health and safety and the health and safety of your individual partners that you keep in mind. But at the same time, that whole expression of trust comes in. I don't sleep with people indiscriminately. But then again, I also don't hug people indiscriminately. I'm very selective with that. But to put it in a much more easier way to digest a bit, think of a relationship as a meal. It sustains you, it feeds you, it keeps you healthy, it keeps you ready, rearing to go. Could be nutritious. Sometimes it's not 100% good for you. Sometimes it's low with God knows how many different trans fats and shit out there. And guess what? You want to know what? Sometimes it's a fucking bit of fast food and it really sucks for you. But you love having it because guess what? It keeps you going. It's something that you feel a fulfillment as. It completes you as an individual to be able to process. Okay. And a lot of it keeps you going. And then you've got shit that basically flows right out of you, which is basically all the problems and whatnot and the baggage that comes with it. Understandable. Sex is the dessert. All right. Sex is the dessert. Sometimes it's a sundae. Sometimes it's an ice cream cone. Sometimes it's just a shitty after dinner mint. Okay. Thing is that you can have the meal and not have dessert and still be fulfilled because you're getting everything that you could possibly want out of a relationship. And it'll be fine. This is where asexual people exist. Okay. People that view sex as something icky or whatsoever or only do it for the sake of procreation. Okay. They don't need the sex to have the relationship. There are others that can only have a dessert when they've had their meal. And they need that extra bit for them. They need that sugary goodness. They need that ice cream. They need that whipped cream and a cherry on top with all the sprinkles and whatnot. There are people that need their sex to be hyper elaborate. Okay, cool. But sometimes you could just go out for ice cream because as an adult, that's your right. I feel like you want to what? I want to go out and get a fucking McFlurry. Or I want to hit up the Cold Stone Creamery, get myself some cookie. Don't you want some with cake batter, ice cream, extra fucking chocolate chips, as well as Kit Kats, if I so choose. It's not going to sustain me, but damn if it don't feel fucking good to eat. And I love it. Sex to me is basically nothing more than a way to make another person feel good while at the same time making myself feel good. That is all. A climax releases a shit ton of endorphins. It increases your immune system, believe it or not. And it's great exercise, or at least for me, it's damn great exercise. It's kick-ass cardio like a son of a bitch. You know, and at my age, I need all that. But at the same fucking time, I also enjoy a full-blown meal and an ice cream cone at the end. If I'm just having a meal, Does that mean the only time I could go out for ice cream is if I just got done eating a fucking steak? No. And that's how I view it. I'm trusting the other individual to be able to put as much effort into something that I'm putting into it. If I'm comfortable enough to hug somebody, chances are I'm comfortable enough to make them cum their goddamn brains out. No matter what it is they identify as. Because you know what? Me, I'm pansexual. And I'm happy to be. The whole idea that sex required an intimate change is an old Middle Ages mentality in order to be able to reduce population back then. Because people that consistently interacted on such a point were reducing food stores within the local kingdoms. And it pushed onward and became something a hell of a lot more potent. Here in the States, prostitution only became illegal in the 1920s. Before then, it was mandatory at military camps. It can, Ruth. It can cause a crap ton of headaches. But you know what, though? The thing is that every once in a while, that endorphin rush, it gets equated to the emotional rush that people feel. You just got to learn to be able to be cognizant of it. This is why I say, never fuck a stranger, only fuck a friend. Because a friend will always be honest with you. A stranger may be lying. Friends you can trust. Strangers you don't know from Adam. And guess what? If it turns into something a lot more meaningful, you've already got a foundation there because you also have a friendship as well. This is what people that have married their best friends realize. And that's a hard truth that a lot of people soon recognize. Because sex being a limited, intimate thing, only in the 20th century did it become so taboo. There used to be porn in the freaking Vatican, for God's sakes. Forsaking all others. Yes, emotionally. Because emotional intimacy, that was without question, that is the hardest thing to get. Emotional intimacy and emotional closeness, that's the real danger. What you do with your genitalia when you mash them together, as long as you're doing it with somebody that you know and that you trust and respect, there's no reason why you can't do it. Because you want to know what? Friends that are honest with one another about what it is that they want, there it is. They say some people, it ruins a relationship. It only ruins it if you both ain't on the same page. And if you can't be on the same page, guess what? You know what not to do. Solved. Does this mean you're going to be celibate for a while involuntarily? Yeah. If that's the case, if you're that selective. But sometimes you just want to smash. I like it because you know what? It gives me new experiences to share with my partners. And at the same time, I tell my partners, enjoy. Come back with some kick ass fucking stories. And who knows, maybe some new skills I didn't even realize you could do. You learn shit. Sex education should not necessarily be about what happens when people actually do a thing, but more to the tune of how to do a thing. That's real education. Guaranteed. It needs to be destigmatized. And there's a stigma wrapped around it. And usually it's perpetrated by the most fake people of all, those in positions of admiration. Think about it. JFK was one of the most promiscuous presidents in history, and he was married to a hot piece. And yeah, James, emotion when it gets freaking countered sucks, but you learn a lesson from it. You realize that you both weren't on the same page. Or who knows? Maybe you were both in two different books telling the same story, just in a different way. It happens. Sometimes you got to evaluate that. The fake people, they're plagiarizing. They're going to get caught by a very, very, very astute creative writing professor. And that's the fucking truth. Anybody else got any other questions, comments, concerns, complaints, cash payments? By all means, buy my merch. It keeps me sustained. Here's that link again. But yeah, I mean, it's something to get angry about when you see fake people taking advantage of the emotionally vulnerable. And yeah, stereotypically, it's women. It's women that are taken advantage of the most, and it sucks. Because you know what? It makes it that much harder for me to be able to be just a friend. I'm viewed as predatory because I'm friendly. Yes, I'd be more than willing to freaking take you into a room and jackhammer you into the bed springs, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to. It also doesn't mean that that's the only reason why I'm talking to you. And that's true, Ruth. There's no such thing as a bad experience, just bad lessons and what you do with it. I take that back. There are bad experiences, but you know, shitty experiences give you an opportunity to strengthen yourself. Because I've had a few. And you know what? I'm still here. Still here. Still kicking. This is how most of my briefings go, for those of you that are new. I do about a good half hour of ranting, and then the last half hour is me teaching you guys a very valuable lesson, calling back to it. Because if you're not walking out of here a little bit more knowledgeable, I feel like I failed you. And you should always be a little bit more enriched. Yeah, but you want to know what, James? It's we absorb lessons a little bit easier because most of the times we are idiots. Our heads are fairly empty, which means that when we get a lesson, it actually sticks. We don't have to wedge it in with anything else. Doesn't make us better, it just makes us different. And it teaches you to look out for certain things, red flags. And men aren't the only ones that raise them. Believe me, I've known more than my fair share of women that have. Red flags are gender neutral. Now, it's all about being truthful to yourself and see whether or not you're raising any red flags. Take a self assessment and be honest with yourself. I know some people that are self delusional. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. I'm going to kind of break my thought here. True, Ruth, but don't let bad experiences flavor future ones. You know, because if you're always looking behind you, you're not going to see the brick wall that's in front of you. Realize that you stumbled back there on the path of life, but get back up and don't always expect to trip again. Walk around the rock, kick it out of the fucking way, or learn to be able to navigate that fucker. It happens. But yeah, I know people that lie to themselves because they can't be honest with themselves. Self-delusional people. I know one guy in particular that, and I'm getting into the whole BDSM dynamics here. I know one guy that, unfortunately, he has confused control with dominance. You can't tell the difference between the two. He hasn't quite figured that out yet. And I don't fault him for that. It's that he doesn't know better. So he's based his entire concept of the idea of what being dominant is all about, completely and totally failing to realize that relinquishing control and being comfortable with it is at times the most dominant thing you can do because you've got control of you. And for those of us that want to consider ourselves dominant, you know what? Learn that control is an illusion. The only thing you control is you and how people react to you. That is not something you can control. But you can control how you react to them. And that is the true dominance. I leave y'all with that tonight. Don't forget to stay locked, cocked, and ready to rock. I'll be back on here tomorrow night, same time, same channel. I want to make sure that you're sharing this out to groups and timelines. Buy my merch down below. Don't forget, earlier in the stream, I posted this. I'm going to post it again just in case you missed it, okay? Kinko still needs some help. Buy a t-shirt. Donate if you can. If you can't, it's all right. Understood. Also, just in case y'all were wondering, you could still contact me directly. If you got a question, comment, concern, complaint, or cash payment, you can contact me directly. I'm happy as fuck to hear from you. You could also reach out to me on my performer page. Look me up, Baron Voltage. I have a Facebook Messenger and I answer it every single time I get a message. So if you got any questions or you got a show idea, by all means, hit me up. I'm happy as fuck to talk to you. But have a good night. Hit the rack. Stay locked, cocked, ready to rock, frosty as fuck. And have a great fucking night. I declare this briefing over. You are all hereby dismissed.